Ready?
Yep.
First and foremost, giving all praises to YAHAWASHI, the Father, the name of the Son, in the ancient Hebrew, was where the Hebrew Israelites here to prophesy unto the sheep, the lost sheep of the house of Israel, the rebuilding of the nation of Israel, the 12 tribes that are scattered abroad, and double arms unto the many lights of the truth, the dead in Yahawashi shall rise first, and the elders that taught us the truth, and doing all things for the elect's sake. This is our job, which we love to do. This is an honorable work that we're doing. We're living in beautiful times. You got the situation with Biden and the whole Iran attack. So people still talk about Trump. You know, they say, oh, Trump. You know, Trump gonna go to war with Iran, so let's go for Biden because it's about peace. But the scriptures say when they say peace and safety and sudden destruction. So then you had last week, as a matter of fact, you had a couple of days ago, and I believe they're still doing it. They had joint military drills. Russia and Iran had joint military drills, and they would talk about nuclear talks because Iran wants to join the Eurasian Union, which is basically a political move. It's going to make them strong politically and economically because all these sanctions that the U.S. is giving Iran, it's fucking them up. You know, and this word is getting out. You got the House Committee. The House Committee now is labeling us black extremists. Black Hebrew Israelites are extremists, domestic terrorists, right? They basically going to make a move on the men of the Lord. And they mentioned New Jersey because when that whole thing happened with the shooting with that demon in Jersey City, which is where I'm from, they try to say that we taught him. That's what the feds were saying. You guys, he came, we never even seen that guy before. But they're trying to build the case because we're blameless, so they have to build the profile and demonize us. And it's spiritual because Judas and the Black Messiah is out with the brother Fred Hampton, who the feds basically annihilated them and murdered them, man. They had a Judas in the circle. Basically, they set him up, got him high. He was so high on that drug that Judas put in there, William O'Neill, that he basically passed out. It basically could knock out a horse. That's how high he was, man. And the feds came and they put bullets in his head. And this was a man, but it goes to show you, Fred Hampton was spiritual. They tried to make it seem he was a radical, but he was very spiritual because he was about going after the oppressors. You know what I mean? He was about going against Esau in the spirit. He just didn't have the complete knowledge because obviously the Lord said he's going to raise up the apostles last. He's going to raise up the apostles last. That's what the scriptures say. So Fred Hampton, he was sincere about raising up the people. He was spiritual. Because what happened was he had the young lords come under him. You had Fred Hampton from the tribe of Judah. Then he had the young lords Ephraim. That's the two things coming together. Then you had the young patriots that came in too. Those were the Israelite foreigners, like it says in Revelation 7. Because now, that's the Spirit 7. Now you have this whole thing with this Christianity debate. We have Lavelle Martinez, who is an ex-UFC fighter. The brother's Manasseh. And I've been praying for him for years, man. Pastor Allen, you got them brothers in Miami. They be going around teaching the gospel. But they have to seal of God, but not according to knowledge. And that whole thing is this whole saving the nations. All the nations can make it. And they say it was a color thing. This ain't a color thing. This is a spiritual thing. This is against good and evil. And it is a black and white thing. It's a good and evil thing. It's not about color per se. It's the spirit, man. Who's evil? Esau is the wicked that rules the system. And who's the good? The saints, man. The 1/3, the elect, under the King YAHAWASHI HaMashiach, who's going to come and raise up his people. And basically, this word is getting out, man. They were giving this out in the city. This word is getting out. A family member of mine, brother. A family member of mine showed me this. It was like, look, they're giving out pamphlets of who the Israelites are, man. What I'll do. We at the end of this thing, man. It's a beautiful time to be alive, man. But one thing about you devils, you're not going to Fred Hampton, the men of the Lord. The Lord said he set the apostles up last, man. So you ain't going to Fred Hampton us. You're not going to Mark Clark us, man. And if you do, guess what? They're making movies still talking about Fred Hampton 50 years ago. So if you kill us in this gospel, you making us immortals, man. That's how we live forever, doing the works of the Lord. That's an automatic crown on your head. They're still talking about Transpac. And Transpac was nothing but an informant. He was nothing but an FBI agent, man. He was an industry plant. Just like Tekashi 6ix9ine. And now Bobby Smurder's out. This whole thing with Bobby Smurder now. All this confusion. And then he's going to talk shit about 6ix9ine. There's going to be all this gossip. Meanwhile, World War III's popping off in the Middle East. This devil's about to lock shit down. De Blasio said they want 5 million New Yorkers vaccinated. Governor Murphy, mentally ill.
Joe Biden just came out and said he wanted to have millions of microchips because there's a shortage on the semiconductors, which is the thing that you put inside of the microchip for the shit to actually work. So he just signed a legislation on Thursday saying that he wanted to give those companies that make them $37 million to mass produce a
Totally
microchip.
doing it. That's where the money going. You got little Uzi where he put the diamond on his head.
Yep.
Elon Musk, his wife,
came out with the whole fucking
chip.
neural link.
And he was recently on social media with his wife. And they was joking about taking the chip in 2022. They were joking. He already got the diamond on his head that if he moves it a certain way, he's going to die. Right? Hey, this word is getting out, right?
Also, I was reading that, but also too, I don't know if y'all know, Illinois, not even Chicago, Illinois did away with the toll. The toll is going to be no more cash, it's going to be all digital. So it's going to be like legit, permanently digital only. So people that have low income or whatever, they're going to have a certain thing for them called iAccess that's going to allow them to go through the tolls, without cash.
Hey, you see it now, all this mask stuff. So you can't go nowhere without a mask. Yep. You can't go nowhere without a mask, man. And people think this is normal. This ain't normal. This is psychological warfare. You got a lot of people getting stressed out, a lot of people depressed, a lot of people committing suicide. This vibration that's being pushed out with all this mask shit is putting a confused. It's like a spirit of gross darkness, man. It's pushing out confusion. It's pushing out stress. It's making people fucking bug out, man. Making people into zombies, man. Making people cold, man, and evil. That's what these devils want. They want people to be chaotic and stressed out over this COVID shit, which is a pandemic. And now they're saying it's mutating, it's a new strand. They're going to keep saying it's a new strand and mutation, man. They're going to keep pushing the vaccination. Then they're going to push the chip. Like the elder just brought out. They're going to push that mark of the beast. They're going to push the chip, man. And that's going to be the test. Are you willing to die and lose everything for the gospel? Are you willing to die to believe in what you believe in, man? That's going to be the test, man. Now we got to pray to the Lord for that strength in that time. It's going to be a time like never before. This devil going to come with that sword. He going to come with them stormtroopers when you least expect it, man. Try to scare you so you can fear them and bow down to them, man. But we ain't going to bow down to you. The only God that we bow down to is the Almighty Yahawah. Through his son YAHAWASHI, our Lord and Savior, man. Who's coming back. He's going to destroy your kingdom. See, Fred Hampton was sincere, but he was sincerely lost. The Most High sent up the real apostles, man, at the end in the last days. And those were men back then, the zealots that were rising up against the Roman Empire. You had zealots rising up against the Roman. You had Spartacus. You had the Sicaries, the zealots back then, right?
For brother with the scripture, it was I don't know if brother can see. This Joe Biden said mask mandate will end in March 31st if certain public health laws are maintained. So basically, if enough people get it or whatever they trying to do, the mask mandate gonna be over. But what's gonna be put in place? You know what I'm saying? You gotta think about it like that. You know, and he said March 31st, and I believe March 31st is when that eviction
moratorium
is over.
That's gonna be millions of people homeless.
And they just passed a law because the landlords were basically fighting against that because they were losing money and shit. Yep. So they went to a federal court. And federal court in Texas just deemed it unconstitutional for the CDC to have that eviction moratorium. So actually, right now it's over. Like they can technically right now, a landlord can evict people because it's already been federally deemed unconstitutional. And it's funny that happened in Texas, even though it's federal, but the court was in Texas. Because you just had all those people out in Texas lose their fucking their water and lights and shit like that. So hey, they said it was gonna be a dark winter. All right, YAHAWASHI said what? Pray not your flight be in the winter. But I got Matthew 24 for you. Right. Matthew 24 verse 3 says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world?
These are the signs of thy coming. This is what we're supposed to be looking at. Because we're really the real newscasters. So we're watching the news and watching the events and filtering through the scriptures of what's going on. The prophets is coming out and breaking down what's happening in the Middle East. Why this COVID-19 is popping up. Why these things are happening. Because it's all prophecy, man. We're living in the time of prophecy. So we're the real newscasters. That's why it's spiritual. A lot of people are not trusting the Rothschild control mainstream media. Now they're going through the internet. That's where the prophecy's at. That's what it's true. The Most High kicked down the door through the internet, man, in which you can't control. And real soon you're going to shut this down, the famine of the word. That's why you got to get this word now, before they shut this whole thing down, right?
And YAHAWASHI answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am anointed.
Yeah, you have a lot of that going on. Jesus Christ and saying they coming in the name. You got those actually saying the name YAHAWASHI, and they ain't right. Wolves in sheep's clothing, man. These dudes in these big Israelite camps that never get their channels taken down. They traveling around the world. They in the news. They marching down. 900 over there, IUIC, 900 men marching down. shutting down the city, getting permits. And as soon as they start marching, the news media is right there ready to interview them. All that shit is set up, man. But that's supposed to happen. That's part of the movie. Right? Just like you had William O'Neill, which that movie was so bad, Lord William, we're going to see it again. I seen that movie twice. I keep thinking about that movie, man. What they did to that brother, man. You know? And he was a threat because in the spirit, he was uniting the tribes. When them young patriots came in, that's when Esau said, man, fuck that. We got to take them down now. We got to kill this dude. Because now he's making it a spiritual thing. That's why when that dude, William O'Neill, wanted to bomb the city hall, he said, let's bomb the city hall. What did he say? He said, we ain't going to bomb the city hall because if they bomb the city hall, they're going to bomb us. Basically, he was spiritual. He was spiritual, man. He's like, if we bomb City Hall, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. If you bomb City Hall, they're going to bomb us. So he said, what the hell's wrong with you? So that's why he was dangerous, man. Because them words were so powerful. That goes to show you, words are powerful. All you got to do is talk. Well, Fred Hampton was talking. Fred Hampton was preaching. And they put a bullet in his head, man, for preaching, man. But you ain't going to put a bullet in our head. Your sword ain't going to work, man, over here, man. Because we under the protection of YAHAWASHI. We have the angels camping around us. And that's supposed to happen. You're supposed to have the feds come. That's why we're not scared of you, man. We don't fear you. But we know the Lord, that the power that we control is controlling everything. It's controlling you. And this is part of the movie. We want you to put us in the mainstream media. We're hoping and praying that you put us in the media, you throw us in prison, persecute us. You know what that means? That means the Lord loves us. And you know what else that means? The Lord's going to speed up the days to fuck you up. Right. Go ahead.
I had a quick precept. John chapter 11, verse 47. It says, and then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees and council and said, what do we? For this man doeth many miracles. If we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him, and the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation.
That's right, because the words, there's power, the vibration. Now you got a lot of these, like Lavelle Martinez and Pastor Allen over there in Miami. You got these Christianity doctrine, and they trying to come against the truth, and they're being destroyed, man. And now everything's being exposed now. This word is getting out. A lot of brothers and sisters are coming out to churches. A lot of brothers and sisters are actually listening to the prophets and not asking their pastors questions. Are we the Israelites? What's Deuteronomy 28? The Edomites. And then the pastors is running away, man. They have no answers. So a lot of brothers and sisters are coming out to churches and coming into the fold, coming into the truth. You're going to have brothers and sisters come out the Methodist church, the Moron church, the Seventh-day Disadvantage, the Christianity, the Roman Catholicism, all of that, man. They're going to come out of that. Islam. Oh, that's a heavy demon too, that Islam, man. That's a heavy, heavy demon, man, on our people. Hey, Dark Low. He came out, the rapper from Philly, with OBH and them. He came and said he's an Israelite. And we've been praying for that brother for years, because when he would speak with King Ern and them, when I used to watch his videos, he used to speak, man, we under some generational curses. And when I heard them words, I'm like, man, he might get the truth. And lo and behold, Dark Low. And that's spiritual. We out of this low state of darkness, we coming back to the light. We getting risen up, man.
That's the one that died?
No, he's still alive. He's the one that has the kidney problems.
Okay.
That he's losing a lot of weight.
ARAB boy.
ARAB boy.
I got a precept too.
You know, ARAB just got stabbed up in prison too. You see what happens when you push all this death? That's what you get. You get death, man. So Lord willing, there's hope for Dark Low, man. Lord willing, man, there's hope for that brother, man.
You got Tiger Woods on this,
Tiger Woods. Yeah, the most side jacking up your celebrities, and he's one of the richest athletes. Him, Michael Jordan, Floyd Mayweather. You too, Floyd. You know, we respect you, and we got love for you, man. But you gotta stop the bullshit. You already said the Jews are black. Fuck it, they gotta kill you. Go all the fuck out. Fuck it, just go all the fuck out. Let them blow you up in your yacht with your women. Go like a king, man.
DMX, he came out to HOI.
Oh, DMX,
Yeah.
And that was spiritual. Yeah, DMX came up in there,
Right?
In Atlanta, yeah.
and that's spiritual. Rough Riders, man. So this word is getting out, man. This word is out, man. And you can see DMX is catching hell too. You see DMX, he's overweight. You can see he look like he caught a stroke. He's all stressed the fuck out, DMX, man.
He said, I put it up to one of his new songs. He said, he actually said, YAHAWASHI.
Oh, Lord of Luck. He's a battle rap legend, man. You know DNA, all of them know. Disaster, he said in the freestyle against Iron Solomon. The real Jews are black Afro. So this word is getting out, man. Arsenal, he from Newark. He said it. The brother JC, actually wore fringes and said he's an Israelite. Shotgun shook. He said shalom. Shotgun. That brother's a giant. He's like 6'7". That brother a warrior. Stocky. He's big. So this word is getting out, man. Beautiful, man.
And allegedly, they said Nicki Minaj's father got killed. Now I don't know if that's like some You know, for that, something like that. But still, it's a soul taking. But this is the book of we talk about the truth and the truth being inspirational, happy news, and good things for the people that preach it. 1 Corinthians chapter 14, chapter 22 says, "Wherefore tongues are for a sign, not to them that believe, but to them that believe not. But prophesying serveth not for them that believe not, but for them which believe. So that all what we saying is for the elected to be brought into the fold." That's why this, like you talk about the Romans and all in like the preaching, like you can't say certain things because it's going to destroy us. But that's why they don't want us on the YouTube, and that's why they don't want us on the streets, because it don't serve them. Remember, we're preaching to the downfall of this place, and the people that run the internet, YouTube, and all that shit, they run this place. So you can't have we're cancer to their existence. And that's because the Lord set us up to be a cancer to their existence. Because why now? Why is all this stuff happening now at this extreme rate? It's like nothing can surprise you anymore. Everything is something like, yo, this person did this person did this happened here, this happened. It's like so much shit happening. That's why the Lord said He's going to visit the earth with His indignation.
That's why they blackballed us. Yep. When this whole thing happened, the New York Times went to some brothers, the news. Well, what did we get? The FBI, the feds. That's what we got, man. And you got like Lavelle Martinez and Pastor Allen. Them brothers over there in Miami, which I believe you're sincere. Ultimately, it's the Lord, it's the Most High, that's going to judge if you're the elect or not. But who's closer to what the disciples went through? That's us. The persecution, Rome coming against the Roman Empire with the words of the Lord to threat what we're saying, moving the government. If you have, what it said, if you have faith as a mustard seed, you'll be able to move mountains. So what we're saying is causing all this hell. We ain't talking about picking up guns. First of all, brothers hate guns. That's a bitch faggoty weapon. If anything, hand-to-hand combat is spiritual, man. Shooting bows and arrows is spiritual. Swords are spiritual. That's an extension of yourself. It takes skill. When you swing a sword the wrong way, you fuck yourself up. You chop your own ear up, chop your own head off. We're against guns, man. The way you're going to go down is going to be spiritual, a.k.a. spiritual powers. And we don't care if we look foolish. We don't give a shit. And it's spiritual, man. The powers here, when they get magnified, because Lavelle Martinez and the Deacon Sakari, he just did videos on them. But one thing I give to them brothers is that they actually believe. They'll say Jesus Christ, or they'll go to the sick and the homeless and put hands on them. And they'll say Jesus Christ, but they really believe though. So who's to say that sincerely, you know what I'm saying, sincerely lost? Regardless of what, that vibration's out there, man. There's gonna come a time where you devils gonna try to move on the men of the Lord, and it's gonna be when the healings come to play, man. YAHAWASHI said, whatever you see me do, you're gonna do greater. Spiritual powers, man. Casting out demons, going to the hospital and curing all brothers and sisters, the elect of AIDS, sicknesses, man. In the time of famine, feeding the sheep. The Lord said, whatever you see me do, you're going to do greater, man. There ain't going to be no question of the Lord in that day. When you see that glow like Bruce Lee roaring, he got that glow, baby, you got that. Hey, the Lord said he's going to make a man more president find gold. So we got beautiful things to look forward to. So don't let this fucking world put demons, like the elder called me yesterday, man. I had demons jumping on me and shit, lad. You know, but the elder called me and said, man, just shut the fuck up. Go get a drink. I said, you know what, elder, you right, I got a drink, and I'm okay.
Acts 15:26. Men that had hazarded their lives for the name of YAHAWASHI.
That name is powerful. That name is powerful. YAHAWAH, in the name of YAHAWASHI, casting out demons, man.
Right? I just wanted to say one thing. This is about scripture, because the name of YAHAWASHI is the only thing that is actually being threatened. You know, Jesus Christ is not being threatened in this world. You know, when the House Committee, when they said the quote-unquote Black Hebrew Israelites are becoming more militant, where do you see Black Hebrew Israelites become more militant? The only ones really that you see are the ones that are set up. You know, the IUIC doing the marches throughout the fucking township, where they got the cops right next to them. So they're making it. They're saying, "Oh, y'all can do this," but then they say, "Well, look, they're being more militant," and that goes back to the whole Judas thing, man. The scapegoat, because it's going to give a bad look on the real men of the Lord. But that's why the Lord said that when these things happen, you know, lift up your head for your redemption draweth not. So we're not upset that they're saying this about us. This is all part of the plan.
Yeah, we embrace it.
Yeah.
They said, you know, before you like, oh shit, why did you say that? Man, fuck it. We're extremists, yeah. America's gonna be extremely destroyed. Spiritual power, that's extreme. Getting beamed up, being transformed into immortals, into clouds, that's extreme. Yeah, we're dangerous. The Lord's words is dangerous. The house of David was dangerous. Yeah, we're militant. The Most High is raising up the army. We're all of that, man. We put on all of that, man. We're militant. We're this, that. We flip it back on you. Yes, we are. You're angry. Yeah, the Lord is angry. You guys are dangerous. The word is dangerous. You guys are extremists. America's going to be extremely destroyed. Spiritual powers. Everything's going to be extreme. It's going to be extreme times. A time like never before. Perilous times. You guys are militant. You goddamn right we militant.
What are we supposed to be out of order?
Right.
What you mean? What you mean by militant? It's fucking 20 or 30, and this camp is like 20, 25 brothers.
Yeah.
What the fuck? We ain't supposed to be militant?
Yeah.
What we supposed to just be running around doing fun? Nothing ain't supposed to be no ranking system.
Right.
We just like, who's the head? I don't know. We all just all. Of course it's supposed to be militant. You're dealing with numbers.
Business is
2 or
militant.
3 brothers.
I got military.
And
The
this
Lord
motherfucker
raising
got
up an
military.
army.
Yeah,
Armies
right.
got
Army.
ranks.
There's ranks in the army. There's order in the army. Hey, like in the movie Judas and Black Messiah. Discipline, discipline. They kept saying that. Discipline, discipline. And them brothers was in order. When they met the crowns, man, that was dope, man. That shit was fire. When Fred Hampton, yeah, but talk, he got out of order. He hit a ball. He rebuked him. And Fred Hampton, and that was dope, man. Even the sister, man, that sister was beautiful. He went up in there with the crowns and shit, and it was in V formation. And then they had the crowns in order. Everybody just, and then that one dude talked shit. He got an order and he got discipline. He got DP'd and discipline. And he talked to the elder of the crown. And he spoke to him face to face. And he respected him. He was checking him. Because the crown was like, you know what, let me check this. Let me see in his eyes, man. Let me see in his eyes. Let me see what this dude about. So he looked at his eyes and he was like, yeah, what's up with the pigs? The pigs, he said, the pigs did this, man. He said, we're going to die. He said, that's what's going to happen to all of us, man. And he was ready to die right there, Fred Hampton, man. He was outnumbered. He was outgunned. And he looked him dead in his eyes, man. He said the same thing that's going to happen to all of us, man. It should be a fucking honor. And then he said, damn. He said, man, you're going to need this, man.
2 Timothy.
Man, I got to see that movie again. I'm obsessed with that movie.
I saw it twice.
Yeah, I saw it twice too. That's a bad movie, man.
2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 2. And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men, who shall be able to teach others also. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier
Militant.
of YAHAWASHI HaMashiach.
No, brother, you in that y'all in that militant spirit. The Most High is raising up a military, man. If this was my kingdom, my servants will fight. Amos 9:11, he's rebuilding the tabernacle of David. Ezekiel 37, he's raising up an army. That's why the Lord, that was a little prelude with that whole Black Panther, Fred Hampton. The Lord just show you, man, how easily he can just raise up the tribes, man. That was a little inkling on the left-hand side, man. But now we coming under the ordinance of the Lord, under the ban of the Lord. That's the stick, man. That's the tribes uniting under YAHAWASHI, under YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI. And there's order, and yet you damn right we militant. Put that in the news. We're militant, all of that. You guys is militant, you guys extremists. Yeah, all of that. We take in all of that, man. That's what you called our Lord back then in the Roman Empire. A treasonous, extremists, black identity extremists, all this shit, man. So we're not running away from that. That's supposed to happen. That's part of the movie, man. We're in the action-packed part of the movie. The book of Acts. What happened in the book of Acts? The Holy Ghost hit the prophets and they were speaking in a different tongue. Spiritual powers. That's the times we're living in, man. Which we have the spiritual powers now. And in the Most High, in due time, when he's ready, he's going to turn the switch. This is when you double think you turn the switch, the Lord going to turn the switch on your ass and squash like the water bugs that you are.
No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who hath chosen him to be a soldier.
Right, because we're not out militant. That's the militant spirit. So you say we militant, you damn right. That's the militant G. Wrangler. Yeah, that's that military spirit. That war spirit is in the air, man. Look what's happened in the Middle East. Look what's happened with this COVID-19. Look what's happened with these jobs being lost. Crime is going up. We're at war, man.
Zephaniah 3, verse 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey.
You guys is dangerous. This is what the Lord said. You guys is militant. This is what the Lord said, man. He's going to raise us up to the prey. Because when it gets physical, and yes, it's going to get physical, it's going to be spiritual. Because the way the Most High does this thing ain't going to be of man. You're going to know it ain't going to be of man. When the Most High raises his men up, just said when Samson ran through 1,000 Philistines with a jawbone of an ass, that's not of man. That's of a higher power. That's a higher power, man. That's a higher divine power that's that's in that vessel to do this destructive things, man. When David destroyed Goliath, that wasn't of man. See, the Lord does that. The Lord does that to magnify his power, man. Through the feeble and the lowly, and that's us, man. So we ain't scared of you, Goliath. You Goliath now. You got the big military, you got the tanks, you got the feds, you got all this. We ain't scared of you. We're looking at you and saying, fuck you, man. You don't care how big you are because you're really small. It's just in this world you seem big with your big military and your tanks and your feds and all these agencies trying to harass us, man. That was Jedi mind tricks. That was basically you devils, you Rothschilds, you Edomites telling us to shut up. Stop. Shut up already. Trying to scare us, man. When we invite the feds over for hot cocoa and marshmallows, man, we invite you over. We'll speak to you right here. We ain't hiding, we right here. We ain't hiding, we ain't going nowhere. We right here, right in your face, man. Everything that
get the elder that are popping up next time, just call me. Like you ain't gotta like popping up, snooping around. Call me, you know what I mean? We can get up and kick it. I'm gonna just tell you what I'm like, really, you can just watch the video. Like we ain't hiding, we not hiding, like it's nothing to hide. But the truth is the truth. But I'm like, listen, man, instead of snooping around, talking these spots, like, listen, you wanna talk to me, just call me.
And that's what fucks them up. Because like you always say, Jake in the world, oh shit, the feds, oh shit, yo, chill, we out of here. But we're like, oh, the feds, okay, come on. Let's talk. We need you. Come on, we'll talk. That was what messes them up. Like, damn.
That's what they said about Fred Hampton. They was like, if we lock him up, that could possibly give him like
celebrity status.
Yep. Publicity. So like now we gotta take him out.
Hey, and if I may, if you use an example, even if the movie Ali, when he denied to go to the army, it was a scene where basically it was the dude Howard Cosell was talking to Ali, and he basically like Ali was like, yo, I ain't no Stoli. He said some names, and he's like, yo, they're afraid of black militancy. And Will Smith playing Ali said something, and then he basically was like, I'm not that. He was like, yo, all those people you mentioned are political. You're the heavyweight champion of the world. They want you to just box. Yeah. You can't have no kind of anything else besides your sport and what you do to entertain and distract. You can't do nothing else, man. And that's basically what they said about all these other people too, man. You can't have Jake being in the militant spirit because what? Y'all been at war. Y'all been wreaking havoc on us for how many centuries? And all of a sudden, when we start to fight back, now it's a problem. Right. Now it's they're crazy. Now it's extremists. What was extremists when they're fucking y'all butters over here in the cargo slave ships? Where's the extremists back then? Right. Where's the extremists? A cop shooting us down and not receiving no penalties. Where's the extremists in that? Here's the extremists. We ain't even done shit. I ain't punch somebody in the face in a minute. And people talking about militancy and they're violent.
It's heavy because the devil knows that a military brings peace to a nation to protect you from enemies. So they don't want the military to get risen up.
Exactly.
They don't want us to come back in peace. They want us to be chaotic. Just bugged out wild. Yeah, now we coming together and say, you know what? Let's come in under the order of the Lord. Let's check that. Let's clean ourselves. Let's clean our minds. Let's heal each other. Let's love one another. Like our Lord said was love, teaching each other commandments, being upright, being men of valor, being women of valor. They don't want that. They want us to be chaotic and destroyed because the prison systems keep being built. They make money off our destruction, man. They need us to destroy each other. That's what keeps them up. They cash in. Look at these rappers. King Von beefing with Quando, and then he gets put to death. Who makes money off his music, man? The judicial system. Who makes money off his music? And then they got in the music contracts where they sell your fucking body parts. That's why after King Von got put to death, they showed a picture. His whole inside was ripped out. They straight up ripped all his organs out. You know what they did with that shit? They sold them shits in the black market. That's what the fuck you celebrities. That's what you get, man. That's what they cash in. They use you to destroy your own people. Then when you get put to death, they rip your organs out and sell your fucking organs.
They own you.
And then fucking FPG Duck's mother had to get a GoFundMe. So here it is. The music industry didn't even pay for his funeral or nothing, man. They cash in on your organs and they sold his organs. That's what they do. That's what you celebrities do when you sell your soul. That's what this devil does to you, man.
You gave all of your rights away to your body and your soul, man. Because your soul is in your body. You know what I'm saying? This is the book of Hebrews chapter 12, verse 24. And it says, see YAHAWASHI, the mediator of the new covenant, and to the blood of sprinkling that speak of better things than that of Abel. And there's better things that we're talking about right now. Those better things is the kingdom to come for the Israelites. Those better things is the oppression of our people ended. And that's what they don't want to do. You can't preach the internet because they're the ones oppressing us. So it's like that's a direct shot to them. That's a direct shot to their program. So that, and we come in the name of YAHAWASHI, they're rather the name of Fred Hampton or Marcus Garvey or whatever. The niggas that set up, that's the name they want you to preach. But when you talk about YAHAWASHI, you on the street corners and nobody's listening, then you're the actual problem. But you got 900, what was it again?
900 men marching?
Yeah, like one of them is like that's set up. But that's okay.
You got to get a permit to have that much men.
Yeah.
Marching down.
Take that much space.
street. And then as soon as you stop, the media's right there ready to interview you. Come
Yeah.
on, man. You gotta get a permit of all that.
It's like a sports event.
Yeah, it's a sports event.
That's why they're trying to say it's more militant.
Yeah.
Because the real man of the Lord ain't doing that.
Word.
The real man of the Lord ain't coming out here and all right, brothers, you know, Saturday at 1 o'clock, we got to meet up, get 900 men to walk down the street. Nah, man, the Lord ain't saying to walk down no street. He said to come out on highways and byways and prophesy, man. You know? But that's all set up, just like how O'Neal was set up by Esau.
Right.
Just so it could demonize and really, you know, get the real people who they really want. Esau never gonna come at you straightforward. He a snake, he a serpent. Just like he wanted Adam, but he ain't come for Adam, he was for Eve. You know?
And they ain't even say nothing about the ones that's ruining the system. It's all black man, white man shit.
Okay.
It's all circle shit at the bottom.
NFAC.
Right. And
Them niggas, they let them niggas do whatever they want to do.
He
Come out with fucking guns pointing at that fucking FBI agents and still out and about.
And you alive.
Yeah.
You got stupid Jake sending him money to his GoFundMe. He left. I think he came. I forgot
He
how much.
he came out.
He came out. Yeah, supposedly. That dude's an agent, man. Oh shit! Look, they got him. You see? You don't see the mugshot?
But that's how they can say that they're militant because he came out and said, "What? We're the Hebrews."
Right.
He was trying to put on the whole agenda of being an Israelite.
Right. And he had the gun and shit. He put up to the Edomite. He said, "You better move. You gotta move out of here, or I'll blow your ass away." And come on, man. Come on. That shit is corny. That shit not even believable, man. Like that's how you know you're losing it. At least Trans-Pac was believable. He was believable, Tupac. That fucking Grandmaster Jay, come on, man.
Edwin Hoover, he said there'll never, after the Panthers and all
Yup.
that, he said there'll never be another
Black
black
Messiah.
leader unless we create one.
Yup.
He
Black
said
Messiah,
that out of
yup.
his mouth. He said there'll never be another black leader unless we create one.
Right. So they create your leaders.
Right.
The Martin Lucifer Kings. The Malcolm X. Yeah, Malcolm X. H.L. Hunt was pulling the KKK and the NOI. Yeah, that's what he was set up too. All these dudes were set up, man. Huey Newton. The ones that you don't, Bobby Seals. The ones that they promote and put in the front in their media, those are the agents. The ones you don't hear about in the back, that got X'd out like Nat Turner. You don't hear no shit about Nat Turner. They made that one movie, but they don't make nothing about Nat Turner.
That was his own pocket.
Out of his own pocket. Cacique Coronado, Cacique Atul. They never make movies about them. The Kings, Tucson. Oh, they'll never make movies with them. They'll keep that on the hidden, but the Martin Lucifer Kings and the agents, boom. Tupac, they got fucking college courses after his ass, man. They'll put them in the forefront. Come on, man. You gotta just wake up, man, and stop following these false leaders and follow the Lord, man. And follow the men that he's setting up, because we're the real leaders, man. Whether we like it or not, man, this is the Most High's program. You guys out here prophesying, we're shepherds for the sheep. And then Malik Zulu Zabaz said that. Malcolm X said that. They always, Martin Luther King, they always threw that out there. Well, if Jesus Christ was here, he'll be going to the ghettos. He'd be going to the projects. He'd be going to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Martin Luther King said, I felt like I led my people into a burning building, and I might not get there to the mountaintop with you. Let's talk about Mount Zion, the government.
They just came out and said Malcolm X, some cop or FBI, he wrote a letter and shit. It came out and basically in the letter he was saying that how they infiltrated and they set up some people in his shit to kill him. So all your shit is coming out, you know, all your skeletons in your closet is being revealed in these last days, man. And you're trying to scramble, but you can't do nothing because the scripture says that your shameful spewing should be upon your glory.
Yep.
Right. His daughter was barking on Farrakhan, saying, "You killed my father." Because when you go into it, and you really check it out, murder is always something personal. Like for the most part, when you go to like Cain and Abel, the first murder recorded on earth was Cain and Abel. They was brothers. That's how Esau found out a lot of these, these street shootings, who killed who. A lot of that should be like a personal in circle type thing, and that's how they just solve the cases so easily. Because murder a lot of times is personal, but you find out like Farrakhan had a hand in Malcolm X death, and Jesse Jackson, he had a hand in Martin Luther King death. You know, they was all paid, Suge Knight, Puff Daddy, they was all paid to set up the next man.
And it's also to be a martyr because Jake loved martyrs. So you set up Martin Luther King to be a martyr, now he's idolized forever. And they'll say, they have the people blinded to say, he was a great man, he laid down his life for the cause of our people. And that's why you can't talk shit. You can't tell the truth about Martin Luther King to a Jake because in their mind he's an idol.
Right. Yeah. Truth is Nipsey Hussle.
Tupac
Came out of nowhere. Nipsey Hussle came out of nowhere. He's a Slauson rolling 60, and here it is. You got Daylight. He came out and said, "Oh, this dude came out of nowhere." Nobody in the streets really know this guy. you know what it is? They pay off these dudes. That's how they get the prison systems on lock. They have government agents that go up and they do 10-year bids. The big OGs that's in there, the gangs, they be federal agents. That's how they control the prisons and they control the streets. So, and that's how these rappers get up in there. All right, look, Nipsey, you're going to play this is that, boom, 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 and you're going to be connected. If anybody questions you, tell them your OG is this dude. You know what I'm saying? So everybody, yo, Nipsey, what? Oh, my OG is this dude over here. Oh, he's certified. Not knowing that he's a government agent. Why you think Transport had nothing but cops around him that were bloods? They're telling you in your face, man. Yeah, the truth is stranger than fiction. It sounds crazy. It's crazy shit. And you said before, and it stuck to my head, the rabbit hole runs deep, man. It runs very deep to the point you be like, yo, that's why we're in the kingdom. We're going to be like, yo, what the fuck? You know, it's going to be, yo.
I was how deep that rabbit hole runs. See, we want this world to end, but the Lord really looking at this world, we don't really know how ugly this place is. And from the little shit we do know, and you know, we like, God, this place gotta go. So imagine like the real depths of wickedness that this place really running. That the Lord actually knows, like the real depths of evil. Like you probably, if we knew as mortal beings, we probably flip the fuck out.
Yeah.
You know what? You probably lose it. You know?
The stress.
If you knew the real depth of the rabbit hole and what really is going on or went on.
Man, I wish I was only on the scene for 3 years prophesying, and he was a man acquainted with grief.
Stressed out. That's how brothers be feeling, like you said. And that's not even fully, hey, man. That's why we really going to have that anger. The Lord going to reveal all that in the kingdom. We're going to have that anger, man.
To your point about the federal agents being in place in these games, all that, a few movies showed you that. The one Blue Avenue, but then you had Deep Cover, but also you had the movie The Departed. That's one of my favorite movies. In that movie, Martin Sheen told Leonardo DiCaprio, "You're going to be convicted of a crime." Because he basically gave him a whole alias. He said, "You're going to be convicted of a crime. You're even going to be the family member of a certain person." Well, actually, it was his father, but his father was in a crime. But that's why he became a cop, whatever. But he said, basically, you're going to be convicted of a crime, and you have a whole layout of your life. You have to do a bid. You have to serve at least a couple years. And then you're going to come out and then you have to infiltrate, I think it was Jack Nicholson crew. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they do. And if the dude, AZ Faison, he even said too, man, you never know who's who, man. Yeah. He was even saying something compared to like, yo, like even the cats in the Monster Circle could have been cops and shit, man.
You got, and like you said, cops in their circle, family members, like that dude, Stephen Jackson, the George Floyd thing, the Stephen Jackson thing and all that. His father was a Grandmaster Mason. So this shit is inherited from their great-grandfather was a Mason. And so they bred into that shit, which is tied in with the agencies. This shit is real. Oh, they acquitted they acquitted Daniel Brew, and over there in Rochester, and then the Black Lives Matter now is coming out. George Floyd case is coming out next month. The jury, so you know they're gonna say the cops ain't getting none, and they're already equating Black Hebrew Israelites with the Black Lives Matter. So that's how they're gonna tie all that shit in. Had some agent with some fringes on. Here, help, saying in the name of the Lord of stewardship. Fuck you, crackers. And they're gonna equate us with that shit.
Matthew chapter 10, verse 17. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues. And ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, and for a testimony against them and the Gentiles.
And the Lord already said that's going to happen. So this is all a testimony. This is a test of our heart. The Lord wants to see we men of valor. Valor means what? Bravery in the face of danger, courage. Our average Drake will fold under that shit. The media, especially now with the social media and everything there, the media and all these governor and princes, Governor Murphy mentally ill, all these politicians looking at you on the news, you got to really picture that, man, trying to demonize you. So you black identity extremists. Yeah, and you know, you have to have the spirit and the confidence of the Lord to stand firm. And the Lord's going to put the words in our mouth, man. So this is going to be a test, a real test of faith, man.
You say this because I said that more. Oh, because when it happens, you can't, in your mind, that's your reality at that moment. You know? It's not something, oh, I just see the kingdom right now. No, you're going to have to go through that moment, man. You're going to feel, the Lord going to make it to where you're going to feel like there's no way out. You're going to feel like, yo, I'm fucked. And then that's what the Lord is going to actually see if you're really about it, man. That's the faith comes from the faith that the Lord is, why he said, I'm going to try you as gold is tried. Gold is not tried in, you know, a low level fire, man. It's tried in a high level heat fire. You got to really have a high level fire to purify gold.
The shit is fake as black, turn black.
Exactly. So when the Lord put us in that moment, it's gonna feel like all odds are against you. It's gonna feel like there is nothing that can get you out of this way except YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI. And that's where it's either you gonna fold or you wanna stay firm, man.
So that's the elimination of the flesh.
Exactly.
So people folded when the feds started fucking with us.
And that's light.
There's some people
They
left.
just heard the feds was around. Like, oh, I heard the feds talking to him. I just got scared and goofy, man. And that was so. You know, I'm not questioning about faith, but you got to look at yourself in the mirror like, yo, look, they not even directly messing with me. They messing with somebody I know in our book. So imagine, like, you know, that direct pressure. You know what I'm saying? And you really, you know what I mean? You got, hey, man, a lot of people at the bitter end of this, that's why, yeah, the works you done, but all this thing goes back to the faith, man. Because faith is really what's going to get you to the kingdom. I mean, yeah, the works and all that, the works, and you may need your faith, you may need the works to get you a better rank, you know? I mean, but really what's going to really get you to cross over is your faith. Because what's going to conquer that shit in this world is one word, faith. It all goes back to faith and believing. And that's what's going to get you past it. If you don't believe or if you are building faith and you haven't been building up your faith and your shit crack, and the Lord don't give you the strength to withstand what's being front, go and hey, that's why people in the world snitch. Think about it. Why would a dude in the world tell on his best friend from childhood he did a robbery with? Why? Because he got faith in this world. See, when Esau threatened you with jail and death, that's all the devil, he threatened you with, I'm going to shoot you, I'm going to do this, and he threatened you with jail. So now you think like, look, I ain't going to see my daughter. I'm not going to see my kids. I'm not going to feel pussy again. I'm not going to be able to travel the world. So people embrace, see, you can't threaten the men of the Lord with jail and death because we don't give a fuck about this world. You know what I'm saying? That's why a man snitched, because he got fears of not enjoying the world. So how could you get a man to snitch or bow down when he don't give a fuck about what you're trying to offer him? You know?
That's why the Lord said, don't be entangled in the things of this world. To be a soldier. So you are emotionally attached. Like that movie, Dead Presidents, when he told the brother, when he started talking about his wife back home, and that brother was like, man, I don't want to think about that shit right now. We at war right now. I said, I think about that shit, I'm gonna end up fucking dying. I'll deal with that shit when I get fucking home. Right now, we at war. That's how you gotta be, man. You can't get all in this world and shit, like you said. Like the elder said. You start doing that shit, you're gonna get all messed up. You can't do nothing to a motherfucker that just don't care. We don't emotionally attach ourselves to this world. We're attached to the world to come. We're building up our treasures in heaven. So there's nothing you can do to us, man. There's nothing you can do.
And like how you made a very great point. It's about building up your faith. You can't just say, you know, let's say in combine, you know, football, somebody that got some type of skill, well, you know, I'm just going to the combine to work out.
Right.
And you get there, and you gotta do the bench press. But you ain't bench press and the whole time, and you try to go there, you gotta hit 225, and you ain't gonna be able to do it. See, the thing right now is the time the Lord gave the time right now is a grace period to build up your faith. Because the time is going to come where you're going to need to exercise that faith. But if you didn't exercise to build it up, then you can't just, you didn't build up your strength, your spiritual strength. When that time comes, you're not gonna be able to withstand it, man. And that's why the Lord said, because you have kept the word of my patience. To keep the word of the Lord's patience during this time, as long as enduring, that takes faith. That takes a consistency, diligence, and faith. The hour. Then he said, then because you have kept the word of my patience, I will keep you from the hour of temptation. So if the Lord is not keeping you, you can't keep yourself when this time comes, man. This devil got everything on lock. He got the food system on lock. He got the fucking the housing system on lock. The bank account on lock. He got everything on lock, man. The tolls that you got on lock, everything, man. So there's nothing that you're going to be able to do carnally or on your own strength to survive what this devil got coming.
Be faithful unto death.
Give you a crown of life.
And don't think because you get that knot in the stomach, you don't get that knot. That's the flesh. Most are going to break down that flesh. That's going to be straight up the spirit if you have faith. So don't be like, oh shit, I got this knot. That's supposed to happen. That's like you about to get an altercation, you get that knot in you. You know what that means? Your blood is pumping, your pupils are getting better, your body's getting ready for war.
That when that happens, it says that means that that's a good thing because that means that you're aware.
You're aware. So you got to know how to control that though. You can't be like, ah! You can't do that. You just gotta stay. You gotta stay in the spirit. And that's exactly. You gotta know how to just be confident and conquer that, man. So don't worry. That little knot in your stomach, hey, you gonna get that. That's the temptation. When you get that knot in your stomach and you get that fear, but you gotta conquer that, man. And say, fuck that. You know, that's the conquering, man. Fuck this shit. I'm gonna stay strong. Yeah, I got that knot in my stomach, but I'm gonna keep on fighting. I'm gonna keep on fighting. I'm gonna keep on going. Fuck that shit. So don't be like, oh shit, I'm feeling this knot in my stomach. Oh, I ain't right. Hey, you're gonna put more demons. You're gonna put more demons on you. I say, man, fuck that shit. Fuck this flesh, man. Fuck it. And just keep trucking.
You gotta be saying that from the beginning, because the Lord saying, you gotta deny yourself to come in this truth. That's one. You gotta be willing that he who hate not his father, mother. You gotta be willing to forsake that. Your kids, your children. So as you in this truth and you really live by that, when they come and offer you death, you already died. You can't kill a motherfucker that died to this world already. You can't offer him this world because he don't want it. He forsake it. That's how you get them street niggas to tell, because they want to get a chance to relive again. They want to have another chance at life. They want to see their grandkids and all of that shit. So once you get in your mind like, fuck all of that shit, and you really feel like that, you cannot do nothing with a man like that but put him down.
That's gonna be the worst thing, because you're gonna make the men of the Lord martyrs. The name of the Lord is gonna be exalted. The men of the Lord gonna be martyrs, and that's an automatic immortality. Hey, Mortal Technique said that in the track this morning I was into Death March. He said you can't kill the revolution. He said you kill that man, you make him immortal. He's gonna reincarnate as revolution. So you can't do nothing to the men of the Lord. You just can't.
A little bit more here. It says, but when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour what ye shall speak. For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you.
And that's right. So we don't have. It's not of us, man. The Lord got us. He's controlling this movie right now, and the Most High said He's gonna win. So just like He hardened Pharaoh's heart, He did that to bust his ass, to magnify His power, and raise His people. So don't worry about it. Put your confidence in the Lord. This shit is deception. This shit is all in the flesh. It's calling the world. Smoke and mirrors. If the Most High was open up the spiritual world right now, you see tall angels around us right now, cocky as hell, with dark, beautiful, shiny skin, with armor on, with swords all around us right now. We can't physically see them, but the Lord said that. There's angels camping around us. Why do you think they haven't Fred Hampton us yet? Why didn't they have to? Because they know, man. They know, man, they count on their power. They coming together, the tribes. You got brothers from different tribes in one banner here, man. All over the world calling on the same name, pushing that water vibration up in the air. Meditation, meditating on the king. That's why you got all these things happening. And these devils are scared.
You got to think about it. They was fucking with them. And this truth is like, I would say, way bigger than the Panthers, man. The Panthers was like a Babylonian thing. Certain cities. Right. Man, this truth is outnumber that Black Panther thing, Black liberals and all that 60, 70 era by far shot. Oh, yeah. So you mean to tell me they ain't watching us? They got agents in the camp, they got spies, they got all of that, man. If they was watching the Panthers, you know damn well they watching it. They're down in some way, shape, form, or fashion.
On the comic board.
Yeah.
A lot of people that tune in every time. A lot of them
saying wild shit. Put a thumb there with a gun and shit.
Yeah,
I'm ready to kill crackers. Come on, man. Hey, most of I got agents amongst you, youth department too. The joke's on you. So you federal agents is watching, and the spirit will hit you when you come to the floor. You gonna be watching this shit? Like, wait, hold on, you gonna take the glasses off? This is the truth. Oh, praise to YAHAWASHI, y'all. You gonna come out here and testimony. You agents out there? I was an ex-agent. I quit my job. I'm gonna sacrifice everything. Even men of the Lord. Yeah, the most yeah, that's gonna happen. So the joke's on you, man. You're gonna have the elect from all walks of life, man.
That was it.
This is the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 3. The brothers talking about their afflictions and all that, and basically have to be moved because that nervous feeling in your stomach, it happens a lot when you about to get into a fight. And that nervousness in your that nervous system in your stomach, what happens is your brain, which is your spirit, your mind, should take over at a time. And that's when the Lord is going to decide who's who. Because when your mind got to take over that flesh, that nervous system, that butterfly, I think they call it butterflies in your stomach when you get nervous, the Lord's spirit in your mind is going to take over that. But this is the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 3. And as I start verse 2, it says, and sent Timotheus, our brother and minister of Yahawah, and our fellow laborer in the gospel of YAHAWASHI, to establish you and to comfort you concerning your faith. The brothers talk about faith. That's the most important thing to have. That's why he's writing him this letter concerning your faith, because that's really all that matters. All the other bullshit is the stuff of this world. It says that no man should be moved by these afflictions, for yourselves know that we are appointed thereunto. What's that? That's the warning. So you can't be shocked at something you were warned about. Like you say, like if you keep hitting one part of your body, it's going to start turning red and get sore, and then you'd be surprised when your shit gets sore after you keep hitting your body. That you was already warned. The warning is that all these things are going to happen to us preaching this word and following this word and following YAHAWASHI, because we're fellow laborers in YAHAWASHI, not nothing else. And that's why the things in this world are being destroyed, because what? They're of men. They're of men. So this can't stand. This can't last. And that's why if people put their trust in this, seeing it be destroyed. You know what? And now you got a lot of people talking about the whole building a legacy in America. You're building a legacy in a place that's about to be destroyed. It's like, yo, you're trying to make generational wealth in the last generation. Like, this very well is the last hurrah of Esau's rulership, and there's no other heathen to rule after this. And it says, verse 4 says, for verily, when we were with you, we told you before that we should suffer tribulation, even as it came to pass, and ye know. For this cause, when I could no longer forbear, I sent to know your faith, lest by some means the tempter have tempted you, and all labor be in vain. So if you doing all this, the works and studying and being brotherly and all that, and then all it goes out the window when the time fear we try your faith, then it's all was in vain, and that means you wasn't shit to begin with. So like all of this is to keep going forward and to stay in the spirit of YAHAWASHI and de-invest in this world. Because if you're too much invested in this world, that's what the brother was saying. If you're invested in this world, it's going to fuck you up when you start to lose shit. But if you're not that invested in something, you're not going to be disgruntled when it's destroyed. Because I wasn't invested into that. That's why people say, what was it? I wanted to Jurassic. I got to use that Jurassic Park movie again. He was like, once it started killing people, he said to kill it. He said, oh, we have millions of dollars invested. We can't just kill it. You know what I'm saying? But like, this killing people. This shit already killed more than 10 people in the movie. He talking about, oh, we invested money. So what he's saying is, money is more important in your life. And that's what these devils say. And that's what these heathens say. Money is the way of this world. And money is what keeps this thing going. But the money is about to be made digital. And people are not talking about that. You got people talking about building a legacy. Well, you're not even talking about the currency you're building it in. Because you talk about cash. And that's how you know people are just going to take the chip, because they're going to keep their investments of this world, because they have no faith in nothing else.
Hey, yo, Biden said when he did the speech about the microchips, what he called it the computer chips, which is it's the same technology that they put into the microchip. It's just miniaturized. It's way smaller. It's smaller, but it's the same technology. I did a video on it yesterday, but he basically said that chip is he called it the shoe horse, and he said that without that chip, the kingdom could be lost. So that right there, it tells you, because they speak in code, you know. So he was saying basically this chip is necessary in order for the kingdom, whose kingdom first and foremost, to not be lost, because that's Esau's last push to keep his kingdom, to keep his dominance, is to have everybody chipped, you know. And that's the plan, because he knows if he can get everybody chipped, then that means that he basically has control over the spirits, over the souls, you know. But that's why the Lord said that the elect are not going to get chipped, man. The elect are going to overcome, and that's why YAHAWASHI is going to come back, and that's why you can find that. And Matthew says, for the elect's sake, the day should be shortened, because it's all about the elect. There's men that the Lord has on the scene that no matter what happens, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how how much it looks that all hope is lost, they're still going to have hope. They're going to have hope against, I believe the scripture says like hope against hope or something like that. They're going to have hope to the end, man. And that right there is who the Lord's coming back to deliver. So it doesn't matter, if you take away our homes, you take away our jobs, nothing you can, our lives. What did Paul say? that we're more than conquerors, man. He's persuaded that heaven, hell, angels, principalities, powers, life, death can't separate us from the love that we have of Yahweh and Yahawashi.
I got. I'm gonna get what you asking for this. We got
Yeah.
Matthew 24, verse 22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
There you go, man. And that's why you're seeing a lot of things are happening quicker. A lot of things are all simultaneously happening together. You had the whole thing with the Iran, Biden, bombing Iran. I seen somebody say on social media, we said we wanted student debt to be cleared, not to go bomb Iran. Not to go bomb Syria. But that's the thing, man. These people, they get elected. I mean, not even elected. They get selected, and they hype you up to think that they're gonna do some shit. But it's still the program of the elites, man. the program that these devils have don't stop. Okay, it's not going to stop. Biden is on the same program that Trump was on, the same program that Obama was on, same program that Bush was on, same program that Clinton was on. It's the same program because it's not their program. But that's why the Lord said, for the elect's sake, those days must be shortened. And that's why prophecy is happening quickly, man, rapidly.
Hey, if you go into these movies, what a lot of these devils say, like especially like the government kind of officials, he said, you think we tell you to think. Because they program you. It's not like they tell you to think, it's they program you to think a certain way and to think that they put this person, if you keep seeing Biden being esteemed, you keep seeing Trump being talk shit about what you really gonna tend to. And then who says what, the black people shit? Somebody that so-called cares about you, but he really don't care about you. And the nigga said that he said he's not doing the thing with the student debts. I think Biden said, he's like, yo, that's not the issue right now. That's not what's most important. You know what I'm saying? Most important is what the whole thing with the coronavirus, of course, and then it's always national security. That's every president's scheme. National security and basically safety. You know what I'm saying? But I got another scripture too for you with the elect. This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2, and I'm gonna start at verse 6, and it says, the husbandman that laboreth must be first partaker of the fruits. Consider what I say, and the Lord give thee understanding in all things. Remember that Yahawashi of the seed of David was raised from the dead according to my gospel. Because Paul's basically saying that his gospel is Yahawashi's gospel. Like, Paul never esteemed himself over Yahawashi. He basically saying that he's esteeming Yahawashi, but the much. And it says, wherein I suffer trouble as an evildoer, even unto bonds. But the word of Yahweh is not bound. Here's the point. It says, therefore I endure all things.
So like you said, the word of Yahweh is not bound, man. And his devil knows that, man. And that's why he's trying to do all these things, all these tactics, because it's not like we're doing this for money. We're not doing this for, clout. Yeah, for clout. We're not doing it. So, because he can offer us clout, if that's what we're doing it for. But it's not bound, meaning there's nothing that you can do to try to manipulate the word, man. There's nothing you can offer the real man of the Lord that is going to get us to, as the scripture says, to trim our ways to seek love. We're doing this unfiltered, unadulterated, man. So the word of the Lord is not bound. Go ahead.
Yep. And it says, verse 10, it says, therefore I am, I'm going to read verse 9 again. It says, wherein I suffer trouble as an evildoer, even unto bonds. Yep. But the word of Yahweh is not bound. Therefore I endure all things for the elect's sake, that they may also obtain the salvation which in Yahawashi, which is in Yahawashi, with eternal glory.
There you go, man. So we endure all these things for the elect's sake, hoping that we can partake in that as well, man. But he said, I suffer as an evildoer. Christianity ain't suffering as an evildoer, man. You don't even hear about fucking Muslim anymore. I thought they was the boogeyman. Yep. They making us coming out here prophesying the worst thing on earth right now, man. So there's nothing new underneath the sun. Paul suffered as an evildoer for teaching the gospel of the kingdom of heaven. So you got to ask yourself, why? Why was Paul during the time of the Roman Empire suffering, going through afflictions, and being looked at as being an evildoer? What was he doing that was evil? Was he really doing something that was evil? Or was it being spun, and was it being looked at as evil because he was speaking about another kingdom? Just like how Yahawashi was speaking about. You can't speak about another kingdom inside of a kingdom and not be looked at as bad. But that's what the gospel of the kingdom is, man. Because this is not our rest. This is not our kingdom. So anything that goes opposite to what this establishment is pushing, the status quo, it's going to be demonized. But that's the fight that you gotta be willing to fight, man. You gotta be willing to fight the fact that you're going to be looked at as bad because, or as an evildoer, because you're talking about something that goes contrary to the ways of this world, man. So you have something else?
Oh yeah, let me continue that.
God, you know, there's a you give me 2 Corinthians 4th chapter, the third verse. You know, because that's what, you know, the whole thing about what we're teaching is really only to the elect, man. Okay? And only the elect is going to get it. Only the elect is going to be down with it. And it's not because of us, it's because they were preordained from the foundation of the earth, man. The Lord already had the ones that he set up in the spirit world, in the heavens, before the foundations of the earth was even made to get this, especially in these last days. That's why YAHAWASHI said that those that follow me in the regeneration, okay? Those of you that follow me in the regeneration shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes. So we're following the Lamb right now, whithersoever he goes, man. And we put on the mind of YAHAWASHI, and we are talking about the kingdom to come. That's what it's about. Esau wants his kingdom to stand, but we're talking about the kingdom to come. And both kingdoms can't stand at the same time, man. So one got to go. 2 Corinthians 4:3.
But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost.
It said, if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. Go ahead. And those are the ones that are who? Who are the lost ones? The ones that are not a part of the elect. See, this thing is not for everybody to get, and that's another reason why they're trying to demonize it, because Esau is moving, especially with Biden. He's like, brother said he's signing every piece of paper that came right that they put in front of him, man. LBGQTYZ, you know,
He said that's the most important issue right
now. Yeah, so that the whole chip shit. He already had bombing Syria with Iran. It's all the same things, man. It's all the same motion. Go ahead. There's a little more on that.
In whom the Most High of this world has blinded. In whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not.
That's right, the God of this world, man. Who is the God of this world? Who is the power of this world, man? You can clearly tell it ain't a righteous entity. It ain't. They're not going according to the ways of the scriptures of YAHAWASHI, the Creator, because they're doing everything against it, man. They passing, you know, the TG laws, transgender laws. Certain you can't even say certain things now on the internet. You know, we were talking about in the group chat the other day that you speaking good thing, or you speaking of righteousness is actually being looked at as being evil now, because they want everything. They don't want anything to be good or bad. They want everything to be good. Esau's not trying to draw lines no more. The only line Esau is trying to draw is if you speak against anything, then you're bad. But the Lord clearly has laws. He clearly has righteousness. He clearly has just, and he clearly has unjust. He clearly has wickedness. He clearly says things are evil. But in Esau's world, the God of this world, he's promoting a vibration to where everything is good, except good, except speaking against good. I mean, speaking against evil. That's not good in this world, man. And that's why they're trying to demonize us, because we, no matter what, we're going to speak against evil, man. The scripture says they hate him that reproveth at the gate.
Lest the light of the glorious gospel of YAHAWASHI, who is the image of God, should shine unto them.
There you go, man. And how is that light shining? The Lord said we are the light of the world. So us coming out here and teaching this thing, teaching this truth, that is a issue that the God of this world has, man. And ultimately, he's gonna address this issue. He's trying to do the tactics, you know, taking the brother's channel down, you know, even getting the code words taken down. Esau's doing all these things, man, because he ultimately has an agenda to keep you blinded. So if you continue to keep being blinded, but we keep coming out here, well, Esau is now saying, you know what? I got to get rid of the light. I can't now just keep trying to keep you blinded. I got to actually come attack the light now, because what we're saying, truth is always going to prevail. So what does Esau have to ultimately do? Well, I got to take out the truthers. I got to take out the ones who are speaking the truth, because my lives are being destroyed. That's why the scripture says that, man. That our weapons of warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the tearing down of strongholds. We're tearing down you devil strongholds by the works. Yeah, that's right. By coming out here being fervent, brothers all throughout the four corners of the earth consistently pushing this word out, man. And it's becoming a nuisance to Esau in his way. So now you're going to have to do what? You're going to have to come attack us, man. But you trying to attack us is really going to be to your detriment, man. Because the Lord said what? When an enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against them. Right. So we embrace you to do that, man.
And that's the whole point of Israel following the Lord. So if we're dealing with the Lord's elect, then when you come into attack, that's when the Lord is going to intervene. Good think about it. The Lord said when Israel was with their power, when Israel was obedient to YAHAWASHI, he always held them down. So if you're gonna you're gonna try to attack the Jakes, the Israelites that's following the power of YAHAWASHI, and then you're gonna prevail. Now you can prevail against these gang members and these street niggas and all that shit, because that's not of YAHAWASHI. But when you come into his sanctuary, when you come to his shit, his program, if you won't even get to knock over a fucking chair, man.
And that's why they don't want that name to be that name of YAHAWASHI. They don't want that to be uplifted. You can do it. Esau let you do whatever you want calling on Jesus Christ or Allah. They'll give you money to do it. Give you a fucking 5013C to do it. Yeah, give you a mosque, give you a church. They'll give you whatever, because he know that power is not a power. That's really his power. So you call upon his power to try to take him down. He was like, well, that's like Esau calling upon YAHAWASHI to come try to take us down. It ain't gonna work, man. It's not. It's you. That's counterintuitive. He can't. Yeah. So and that's what Esau is saying to the ones who are doing that. You can't call upon Jesus to come take me down, because I created Jesus.
But wait a minute, hold up. How you going to say the Constitution? Did they take out the freedom of religion part? Because aren't we doing our constitutional right technically, even though we know it's bullshit?
Well, that's why they're not trying to attack us with the religious part. They're trying to say we're militant
extremists.
They didn't say, the Hebrew Israelites are becoming too religious, because in their constitution that's a quote unquote that's protected. Yeah. But now they're trying to say they're becoming too militant, because now that's us being so-called domestic terrorists.
Where's that a crime either way? Is that in your crime handbook? Where it said, you cannot be militant? Because if you go into the word militant, let's see what you put as the definition.
And the real thing about how we talk about with militant, and militant really got to go with order and structure, man. So Esau doesn't want Jake to be orderly. Esau needs you niggas to be disorderly. You want y'all to be like Bobby Murder and be fucking Bobby Schmurder, be out in the streets throwing up your cap, and the king of New York is back. That's how he wants you niggas to be, fucking buffoons, man. That's Esau. That is Esau's brainchild. A fucking Bobby Schmurder, Tekashi 6ix9ine, a Nipsey. That's Esau's. This is my children. That's what he wants, man. He don't want you to come out here and sacrifice your life speaking truth. You said you asked him?
Yeah, this is the definition, and then this the definition of militant in the Google. It says combative and aggressive in support of a political or social cause, and typically favoring extreme, violent, or confrontational methods. Now, let me say something. Now, exclude us. What the fuck is white supremacy? What was those niggas that did invaded the Capitol building?
That's why they're trying to incorporate us into that shit.
But what I'm saying is, like, no Israelite group has done that before. So why didn't you start saying that after they did that and mention them? You don't mention them, but you mention us who have never invaded anything. And the thing what you're really scared about is when the Lord's men truly set up whatever you think they're gonna do, you're not gonna be able to report it. You're not gonna be able to have a news report about it. Because why? That's gonna be you being destroyed. And that's what they're really scared of. You're actually scared of the spiritual revolution of YAHAWASHI, because that's the real revolution. And he's telling you that it's not physical now, but it's going to get physical later. That's what the scriptures say. And that's still not going to be our hands. Because at the end of the day, it's the Lord's will, and it's the Lord's hand that's going to do it. And that's nothing none of us could do. So I'd rather fall in line with that than fall in line with some shit that's being destroyed anyway. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, because you talk about a political extremist. Look, man. Hey, the Lord said, actually, you give me that Isaiah 9:6. Because political, you want to talk about political, well, that goes with the government. And we're looking for a government, man. We're looking for a government that comes from the heavens. And we have policies. Our government is going to have policies. It's going to be everything that is according to our Constitution. We're out here a little legit speaking about a kingdom, man. Because that's what countries are. You know, you can a synonymous. We have a government synonymous with a kingdom. You know, governments and kingdoms are synonymous. They wasn't calling them back in the day governments. They were calling them kingdoms. You had the Persian kingdom. You had the Egyptian kingdom. You had, huh?
Yep. They say governing body.
Yeah, the governing body. Yeah, but the actual structure was called the kingdom. And we're talking about the kingdom of Israel. And that's why to Esau, that's a threat, because in his mind, well, he knows about the kingdom of Israel. Esau, I'm talking about these elites, they know about the YAHAWASHI, they know about the Israelites, they know about the promise, they know about the blessings, they know about all this stuff, man. So the fact that he sees now that there's men, all right, which are the prophets and the believers, actually speaking about that, actually are waiting for that, actually now, and on top of that, they're calling upon the proper names to get that. To him, that's a threat, because he's like, well, I can't have my kingdom if they're talking about another kingdom. We'll get that right there.
Isaiah 9:6 says, "For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders."
Oh, the government is not going to be upon Biden's shoulders. It's not going to be upon the Rothschild shoulders. It's going to be upon YAHAWASHI's shoulders, man. The government is going to be upon his shoulders. So that's who we're waiting for. That's the king. That's our elected official that we're waiting for, man.
That's the glory that I read in the other scripture said when you receive an affliction, but you're going to reign together with him, like the same affliction that YAHAWASHI bared in his kingdom, you're going to be joint heirs with it.
Yep.
That's the part. That's this is going into. And you want to continue on, because this is actually a lot. It says, and his name, which is important, shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty Yahawah, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. That sure ain't going on now. There's the peace, especially amongst his people. It says, verse 7, of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end.
Of the increase of his government and peace, there shall be no end. So that's how you know this ain't the kingdom, because that can't achieve peace, man. That can't achieve world peace. That just nigga was in the office for 5 weeks, already dropping bombs, man. Already dropping bombs. His old ass already signing, telling them, yeah, go drop bombs. In the kingdom of Israel, after the last world war, when YAHAWASHI comes to take the kingdom and give it to the Israelites or himself and to the joint heirs, ain't gonna be no war. The scripture says that you should learn war no more. That's why it says upon his government there should be of the increase. It should be no end. Okay, there's not gonna be a point where we reach the pinnacle of glory in the kingdom.
The limit.
Yeah, the limit. You see how America, this reached its pinnacle. Now it's on the downfall.
Yep.
Now it's on the downslope, man. You can't go back up.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. And that's why they're gonna ultimately try to bring in this new great reset. Because he gonna try to reset the system. You can't reset it. Your PlayStation is broken. There ain't no, when you get that, what they call it, the red circle of death. That's what's on Esau's kingdom right now, man. It's the red circle of death. And the sign of that is who? The Israelites coming out to prophesy, man. The scripture tells you that I and the children that are with me will be for a son. Because when you go into history, whenever the prophets came out, what followed after that, man? Judgment. A kingdom fell. Whenever a prophet prophesied about a kingdom falling, the kingdom fell. That's the warning. And Esau knows that. He knows the history. He knows about Daniel, Isaiah. He knows about Ezekiel. When they went out there and prophesied about kingdoms falling, and then the kingdom fell, he knows about that. So he sees us coming out here, and he's like, fuck. I know I have but a short time now.
That's his warning. When the prophets come out, what comes next? The prophecies. The warning is us. The warning is the man that you see out here, and that's why when the prophets first came out and when it really got traction, what happened? All of this bullshit with their shit. You know, you had the music industry kind of got crazy. Everything just got weird, and the gay shit got pushed out. Everything, Obama, first black president. All that shit came into play because why? They had to dumb Jake down to where we need to get the ones that's waking people up, and we have to distract the sheep. But at the end of the day, the Lord said no sheep is going to have no harm come to them if you're part of the elect, man. And that's what Esau thinks he can control. He thinks he can control the prophecies coming to pass. But it already come to pass because you are a prophecy that's coming to pass. What you're doing is a prophecy coming to pass. It's not that you're just in your own little bubble and the prophecies just around you. You are part of the prophecies, my nigga. You are part of the show. And you're the antagonist. That's the word, right? Antagonist. You're the villain. You're the antagonist about to get his ass beat, man. the Lord, man, because at the end of the day, you deserve it, man. Look what you've been doing. The Lord said, woe to the inhabitants of the earth, man. You inhabited the earth, and look what you did to it, man. Concrete, you got everybody population control. When did the Lord say that there's a population control on humans, man? The Lord said, be fruitful and multiply. So how you gonna come around and say the earth is too crowded? Everything you do is adverse to the righteousness of YAHAWASHI, which is why you have to be taken out. You have to be etched out. You have to be etched out, man. And anybody that follows you gonna be etched out too, including the Israelite too, man. Including any Israelite that's with that shit, man. And that's the whole point of what we doing, man. We don't care if you're an Israelite and you're gonna be saved off that, man. It don't work like that. It works off if you're part of the elect or not. That's what it is. You have to be part of the chosen. And everybody can be chosen, even though that's one of your doctrines of your Christianity bullshit. Everybody can be chosen, man. When the Lord said many shall perish, man. And scarcely be saved. I got some more now. Yeah. It says of the increase and peace there shall be no end upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom to order it. It's establishing
upon what? The throne of David, man. That's what this is all about. Give me Amos 9 and 11. You know, it's so he said upon the throne of David, because he so knows he knows the history of the house of David. Okay, he knows what happened to his ass when King David and his mighty men was in rulership, man. Y'all was put into what? Garrisons, aka slavery. Okay, so that's what YAHAWASHI, he said he's gonna sit upon the throne of David, and he gonna rule just like how David ruled, because David was in the spirit of YAHAWASHI. He was a man after the Most High's heart, man. So you already know what time it is, man. We're not up here talking about we're looking to establish the house of Saul, the house of Ahab. Yeah, we're not talking about that, man. We're talking about the house of Dawadah, man. And there's artifacts that show that his house actually reigned, the Moabite stone. Okay, so you already know what time it is when men are in the mindset of raising up the tabernacles of David. And the Lord didn't give us, we didn't give ourselves that mindset. The Lord said he was going to do that, man. Because the spirits of the times of King David, they're back on the earth, man. You got it real quick?
Now I was gonna say, to prove that that's coming to pass, why would you take on that nation and say that you're the Jews then?
Which was already prophesied
exactly
for you to do.
And you did that because you know the power of that name and the power of that vibe.
Which I ain't talking about the house of David. I ain't talking about the house of David in the state of Israel. The Rothschilds ain't talking about a weird tabernacle of David. Y'all put the names, they got the actual name, but where's the house at? Where's the kingdom? Where's what David was doing at? Yeah. You call yourself lords. Lord Jacob Rothschild, David Rothschild. What the fuck is a Rothschild? A red shield? Come on, man.
Amos 9 verse 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen. And close up the breaches thereof.
Yep. And that's what? That's the elect all throughout the four corners of the earth, man. You see, if a brother come in the name of YAHAWASHI and YAHAWASHI, we accept him as one. We accept him as a body, man. You know, and that's the breach being closed up. You come in the name of the Spirit of the Lord, you come walking down the street. And if you come and say in the name of the Lord, you get embraced, man. Now you do got some brothers, some people that are, brothers brought in unawares, but you get the Spirit is going to try the Spirit. And that's what Esau don't like. Esau want Jake to be mean mugging each other. But in the body of YAHAWASHI, that don't happen, man. Because of breach, because the house of David, there was a tight-knit group. Go ahead.
And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as the days of old.
Yep. Build it as the days of old. And what happened during the days of David? He conquered the earth, man, the known earth at that time. Everybody was under the authority of Israel during the time of David, man, and his son, King Solomon, which means peace, which we read in Isaiah 9 and 6. To his kingdom there should be an end of no peace. Malak Tazadak, the king of righteousness. Malak Shalom, the king of peace. YAHAWASHI, man. That's why it says that he's going to order his kingdom after the order of Melchizedek, man.
Verse 12. That they may possess the remnant of Edom.
Woo!
All the heathen.
That we may possess the remnant of Edom, man. The lands and you. So that's what David was doing. Who's the first on the list? It said of Edom, man. It says, and then all the heathen. Psalms 2:8, man. Ask of me, and I should give the heathen for thy inheritance. So this is why Esau knows, man. Hey, this is the elites, the righteous elites versus the wicked elites, man. Everybody else, y'all been dumbed down and zombified, man. But we know what time it is, man. Esau knows what time it is too. And he knows that our power, we keep calling upon our power, is going to, our power is going to act, man. And that's why he has to do his thing. But the beautiful thing about it is the Lord is going to act. The Lord is going to act when he makes Esau act, man. But we're not going to go out and do something first. This is what the Lord told us, commanded us to do right here. This is our first action. Then Esau going to react. And his reaction is going to cause another action by YAHAWASHI. And that's where you lose.
Robert, there's going to be no more moves left.
Yeah, that's a checkmate right there.
You can't hold this truth down, man. Even you, like, remember, this is not personal. This is not this is personal to people in this world and people that don't have no knowledge of it, man. They looking at us because you some negative vibes, but you gotta listen to what we're saying. We're saying, look, we're in America, and the Lord said He's going to destroy America. So you see America being destroyed. Shouldn't that resonate something? Like,
and the reason, because it ain't just the Lord is going to destroy America and that's it. The reason why this place got to be destroyed is so that the kingdom of heaven can be established.
Yep.
Righteousness, wherein dwelleth, give me that in 2 Peter. Wherein dwelleth righteousness, 2 Peter 3rd chapter. Because America, even as the Iranians say, the great Satan, that's what they call this place, man. They say what America's tentacles has gone throughout the four corners of the earth. Its evil tentacles have gone throughout the world, man. So the Lord, when He comes back, He's establishing a righteous rulership. So what has to be taken out the way? The wicked has to be taken out the way, man. So yes, that's why America is going to be destroyed, man. That's why this place cannot stand, because this place represents wickedness, man. It is Edom is the border of wickedness. So you got to take out the wicked to bring forth the righteous.
And I got some more in Isaiah real quick. Chapter 9. So I'm going to read verse 7 again. And it reads, the increase of his government, and this is YAHAWASHI, talk about YAHAWASHI, and peace there shall be no end upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth, even forever. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform it. And what's that? That's the everlasting kingdom. And nah, it's about to do. Yeah, if you put this in there real quick. Yeah, he got the thing on. You got yeah. So basically, the Lord is going to build a kingdom of righteousness. So that's not this place, because this place is nothing but wickedness. So it has to be a divide. It has to be, something has to go, and something has to give. And it's going to be this place giving into YAHAWASHI. And then it reads, it says, verse 8, the Lord sent a word unto Jacob, and it hath lighted upon Israel, man. So that's what? Talking about who's going to receive that salvation, who's going to receive that righteousness, man. And who's going to come in the name of righteousness? It's going to be the nation of Israel. Because the nation of Israel is the nation that the Lord gave his righteous vibe to, man. So you always want to talk about good vibes? Well, Israel is the nation that the Lord gave his good vibes to, man. There's no way you can get around it. There's no way you can say, well, some people come and know. Because the Lord says he's going to give the Edom and the rest of the heathen, man. So what does that mean? That means that we're going to rule next. That means that it's time for us to rule, and it's time for righteousness, and most importantly, it's time for YAHAWASHI to rule in righteousness, and we're just going to be supporting cast members, really. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's his show.
Start at 8. Start at 7. But the heavens and Second Peter 3, verse 1. The second epistle, beloved, I now write unto you, and both which I stir up your pure mind by way of remembrance.
That's right, man. And that's what we're doing. These videos are epistles, man. To stir up the pure minds of the elect, man. Those that have ears to hear, let them hear. Hey, you can tell that the elect has, it has to be, closely sealed, because the word is becoming, harder and harder to, be heard, man. Time, like how elders always say, the time that we come out here has been shortened. Brothers' videos are being taken down left and right, channels being taken down left and right. So that means that the pure minds that need to be stirred up to remembrance have been stirred up. And if you have heard this truth and you've been playing with it, you've been lackadaisical, you've been thinking this is a game, thinking this is a joke, man, hey, that's just going to be more death and destruction on your ass, man. Go ahead.
That ye may be mindful of the words which were spoken before by the holy prophets.
Mindful of the word that was spoken by the holy prophets. And that's what the book of remembrance, man. The things written aforetime was written for our learning. Because the time is going to come where the things that are written, you're gonna need that in order to survive, man. You're gonna need to have these things in your mind, in your spirit, in order to endure the times that we're coming in. People really think that the way that life is just going to just continue. Hell, this time last year you wasn't doing what you're doing right now, man. So you don't tell me that things just continue the way it is, because scripture's gonna say that, but things right now are not continuing the way that they were, man. 365 days ago, you wasn't walking around with a damn mask on your face, man. Go ahead. You wasn't unemployed. You got a lot of people that are unemployed right now that wasn't unemployed last year, man. Your city right now, I bet you if you ask 8 out of you ask 10 people right now, 4 of them, at least half of them, I'm going to say, is going to say that they were unemployed at some point last year, man. Or they still might be unemployed, man. Especially because we in Jake neighborhood. But everybody damn near underemployed.
And of the commandment of us, the apostles of the Lord and Savior, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers walking after their own lusts, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation.
That's right, man, because you got people that think like that. Oh, y'all been saying this for so long, X, Y, and Z. Oh, y'all been talking about him coming. Well, guess what? We're going to continue to talk about him coming, man. And then when he comes, then what you going to say?
That's the thing, man. People ain't gonna understand until it happens. But the sign, but they're not taking heed to the signs. That's why the Lord said, watch as well as pray. They're not watching and they're not praying. And if they are praying, like you said, they're praying to the name of Jesus, Allah, or any other bullshit God out there, man, that hasn't done no service at all, man. I always say, like, yo, or posted is like, yo, if any religion out there, what would your God do if you stop worshiping him, man? Nobody has the answer because they made their own gods, man-made gods. These other gods and religions. You know what I'm saying? But nobody created our God, man. He created everything else. So it's like the exact opposite. You know what I mean? And the Lord, there's no way you can reference the Lord to 100% of his power, man. We talked about the other day in the group chat, man. Look, the Lord is everything, man. The Lord, there's no existence past him, man. That's crazy. That means nothing existed before you. You are existence. He is existence, man. That's why he said, I am that I am, man. Ain't nothing don't use the funny thing, will a man rob God? How could you rob God? Where you gonna take it from? And where you gonna put it? Now, I mean, like, Yahweh is unmatched. No one can match the extent of his existence, man.
For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of God the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water, and standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that when was being overflowed with water perished.
Yep, because willingly ignorant of, man. And I was watching this documentary. I tell brothers to watch really like there's a part 4, it's called Days of Noah on Amazon Prime. It's 4 parts, but really just the first part, it goes into how there had to be they go into it scientifically on how there had to be a great flood on the earth, man. Because there's certain parts, because when you go into water and erosion and certain things of that nature, when you go into the Grand Canyon, there's certain parts of the Grand Canyon where one part of stone and another part of stone is 2 different. It's like they right on each other. But it said that in order for this type of stone and this type of stone to, because it's 2 different types of stones, but through water erosions and all that, sedimentary rock and all that, for these 2 types of stones to be right next to each other without other stones in between, that means that there had to be a great erosion happening in a short period of time, because rock and stones, they erode over, technically, quote unquote, as Esau says, like over thousands of years. It takes a while for erosions of rock to settle. But in the Grand Canyon, there's actual stones that between the one and the other, you would think it was thousands of years between them. It should be, but they lay right on top of each other. So right there is a reason to show you that the world was flooded. Also that there's it said that there's coal, that there's actual coal, not coal, is it coal? Yeah, coal that has fish fossils in it, man. And they say that coal really, but it's like on mountains and shit. So coal is not supposed to be on top of mountains and shit like that. You know, I mean, that's like the fish are not supposed to be on top of mountains. So how do you have a fish fossil on top of a mountain, man? These are the things that you said you're being willingly ignorant of, man. Because the scriptures that we were talking about earlier, I think it was last week, where it says, let the fish tell you, and let the fish ask the fish, and they'll tell you. You just ask the earth itself, the earth will tell you that the Most High exists, man. Just off of the different animals, man. The different type of creatures that there are. We were talking about that you posted that monkey, that the rainbow, the cotton candy.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, man. That's a design right there, man. That's actually a design where you got certain fish that can hypnotize you in order to catch their prey. In the ocean, man, they put out a little light, and the light hypnotizes the other animals, and they catch the prey like that, man. That's design. But you say that there's no God, man. Come on, the Lord and the creature bears witness that there's a creator.
They just come out of nowhere.
There's too many intricacies in life.
Word. I always say that the digestive system itself, man. Do you know the time that you put food in your mouth until the time it comes out your ass? That's a whole process of digestion. The saliva in your mouth itself is a part of the digestive system. It has acid in it, man. And then it goes into your stomach, your esophagus, and it goes into your stomach, it has acid, and that breaks it down, goes into your small intestines, your large intestines, that takes out the different enzymes and the proteins and the neutrons, the nutrients that it needs, and then it goes into your anal cavity. And then that's why when you ever think about whenever you get home, right when you're about to get home, that's when you gotta feel like you gotta pee or gotta shit the most. That's your brain. Your brain is using its signals, your eyes and your sensory to say, oh, now I gotta release. Because if you was just right here and you knew that your mind knew that, yo, I'm nowhere near that I gotta take a shit, then you're not gonna feel it, you know? But once you get home, that's when you're like, yo, I gotta pee. Like right when you start taking your clothes off, oh shit, I got it. Your brain just told you, all right, I got it. You've been had the same amount of pee in your bladder, but your brain just send the signals to your whole system like, yo, now you can release it. So that's creation right there, man. And Esau knows that too. Because why do you think you're trying to put computer chips in people's brains? The brain is nothing but a supercomputer, man. But Esau want to be like the Most High, say, well, I can put a chip on your computer, give you more RAM. You know, and you got a computer, you put more RAM in it, you put more memory in it. I can download now shit into. That's Esau trying to be God, man. He's trying to say that I'm better than God. I can take what God created and make it better through his technology, man. And that's why you devils got to be taken out.
That's who he is according to the scriptures when it comes to the serpent. And you said remember that you're adverse to the Lord's plan. So it's not like a snake was talking to Eve, like an actual serpent. What he's doing now is what he did back then. Because I believe it's in Ecclesiastes where it says, basically everything you say now, it happened already, man. This nigga did his deceiving. Israel got deceived, and it's just like a repeating story. That's all it says. It's repeating. It's like what's that word? Repetition. It's like recurring events. Yeah, recurring. It's a recurring event, man. So like it just keeps happening again, like butterfly effect. It just sometimes it may be a little altered. Well, no, it's not altered. But like it's like basically the same shit. You reliving it.
Yeah, because when you go into it, you get Wisdom of Solomon second chapter. When you go into why Esau did that, it wasn't because they really could make it better, because he couldn't. Clearly, the Lord actually gave Esau an opportunity to 3 kingdoms, and this is the heightened kingdom. He said he gave Esau a chance to see if he could make something better than what he created, man. But what the scripture says, the earth is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. Let's destroy him that destroyeth the earth. Because everything that Esau does to try to seem as if that he could be the Most High, he makes shit worse, man. He brings more death. Second.
For Yahweh created, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2, verse 23. I'm sorry, 22. As for the mysteries of Yahweh, they knew them not, neither hope they for the wages of righteousness, nor discern a reward for blameless souls. For Yahweh created man to be immortal, and made him to be an image of his own eternity.
And that's talking about Adam, man. Okay, the righteous seed. That's who he made to be immortal. The elect seed, man. Which are called the sons of God before, but they're called what? the YAHAWASHI, which is the same thing, the sons of God, the princes of the power. We were created to be immortal. And the Lord gave us the laws. He gave us the way to be immortal, man. Go ahead.
Read the last verse. It's good. Verse 24 says, nevertheless, through envy of the devil,
Envy of the devil. That's not talking about the spiritual demon Satan, because Satan is immortal. So why the hell he going to envy? Why he going to envy man when he's immortal himself, man? Satan been around. Why he going to envy? Why he going to envy man? That's talking about the devil, the deceiver, Esau, Edom. Through the envy, the fact that we, the sons of God, were created to be gods, to create to be immortal. Okay, go ahead. Through the envy of the devil.
Nevertheless, through the envy of the devil came death into the world, and they that do hold of his side do find it.
So the ones that worship the beast, ones that down with the system, you're going to find death, man, because that's all Esau can give you. No matter how much his technology looks cool and all this and that, how much in transhumanism you're going to think is better, you're going to put a neural link in your mind, in your brain so you can walk again. You're going to take a SpaceX ship, you're going to take you to Mars. All that is going to lead to death, man. So you take hold of his side, you're going to find death. He's going to say, I can give you life. Esau, this Israeli genealogist came out yesterday. I read the article yesterday. I put it in the chat where he basically is resurrecting the dead through pictures, man. He uses technology to basically make a still picture animated. So you have a dead relative, he could make the relative like smile in a picture. He could wink at you. He could laugh. He could move his head. Yeah. And on top of that, you also came out a couple years ago, they had chat bots where your dead relative, you can talk to your dead relative through a fucking chat bots, man. So Esau is really, he's trying to tap into our blessing, man, to resurrect the dead. He said also that they want to be able to live forever through technology. They show you that in that movie Chappie, where you could download your consciousness into a robot. This devil knows, man. See, Esau is spiritual on the left-hand side. That's why I said spiritual wickedness in high places. Esau, he's the top, devils. They're spiritual on the left-hand side, man. It's just our people that are blinded and dumbed down. But we are the children of the light. So we see what you devils are doing, man. Your pseudoscience, your lying wonders, man. And the Lord going to take you out.
Verse 7. But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men.
Because that's the second death. Because the Lord he said what he told Noah, I'm going to flood the earth because of the wickedness. And now he said what? This time he's going to destroy the earth by fire. Well, parts of the earth, because of the wickedness, man. Like how the brother said, reoccurring events. And we right now are in the mindset of Noah, trying to building that ark right now, man. Building our spiritual ark. Because that flood of fire is coming, man. And just like how they didn't believe during the time of Noah, they were eating and drinking, building and planting, marrying and giving into marriage. Why? Really, you gotta think about it. Nobody believed Noah besides his family. In the whole earth, nobody actually believed Noah, man. So right now, there's more people that actually believed in the time of Noah. Noah was prophesied, they say it's about 100, 120 years of prophesied, and nobody believed him until what happened? Until the flood came. But at that time, it's too late.
He said the majority of people are unbelievers.
Yep.
So the unbelievers always outmatch the believers, man. That's why the Lord said he's dealing with a small sanctuary. And when he need a few, now he really he could do it by himself, but he's deciding to grant us, the nation of Israel, the elect, Lord, willing to be part of that, to take part in that, man. And that's a beautiful thing. That's going to be like no career, nothing in this world it could corrupt that. Nothing could make that something better than that. You know what I mean? Because like end of the day, everything we talk about the corruptible crown. We were talking about that a lot. Like a corruptible crown in America is that's just what it is. It's riches that can be taken from you, man.
Oh, you quoted something. Didn't Hebrews 11 and 7, I believe? Because Noah did the works. His faith was shown by the works he was doing, man. Because remember, during the time of Noah, ain't never a flood came. It was never a flood on the earth. So he was talking about a flood coming. They were looking at him like, yo, what are you talking about, a flood? Just like how they're looking at us right now. Yo, America's going to be nuked. It's going to be completely destroyed. What are you talking about? That doesn't even make sense. That's the same thing they were saying to Noah. Yo, you crazy, Noah. You talking about a flood, everybody's going to drown. What are you talking about America's going to be destroyed? America's the greatest country on earth. Same thing, man. But Noah's faith was shown by the fact that he wasn't just out there prophesying, he actually was building the ark. So that showed you that, yo, he must be really serious about some flood. But what they say, yo, you crazy. You're bugged out. You're actually building a big boat for you because you think it's going to rain. It's going to flood. You're stupid. You're wasting your time. You're a fool. Your life is in derision. What are you out here just going out here just talking for? And you building an ark? You building a big ark. I don't see no rain today, Noah. It looks mighty nice out today, Noah. Same thing, man. But guess what? That flood came. With that, brother?
Hebrews 11, verse 7. By faith, Noah, being warned of God of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark to saving of his house, by the which he condemned the world and became heir of the righteousness which is by faith.
There you go. Run it back again.
Hebrews 11, verse 7. By faith of Noah, being warned of God of things not seen as yet.
Being warned of the Most High by things not seen as yet. They ain't saying things that's never going to be seen. It says as yet. And that's what? That's prophesied, man, because the Lord is the ultimate prophet. He's the one that declared the end from the beginning. And he just put it in the word. He put the words of prophecy in our mouths, man. So the Most High, knowing the end from the beginning, declared to Noah, I'm going to flood the earth. Noah said, well, you said you're going to flood the earth. And he moved with fear. So he believed, Noah's righteousness was in the fact that he believed on something that was not seen yet. That's why YAHAWASHI said, blessed are ye that have seen, that have believed and have not seen. Go ahead.
Moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house.
There you go. Because of him moving with fear, it gave him the energy, the fervency to build an ark, man. So that's why fear is the beginning of wisdom. Because if he didn't have fear of what the Lord said was going to happen, he wouldn't have built the ark. And it wouldn't have been wise for him not to build an ark because he would have been destroyed too. But moved with fear, he built an ark to the saving of his house, man. And that's the same thing we're doing right now. The brothers are out here, throughout the world and prophesying, have changed our life, have sacrificed our life for the Lord's sake and for the elect's sake, because we're moved with fear to do this, man. Because ultimately, we ain't trying to be destroyed. We know the fire is coming because we believe it, man. We believe that the Lord's judgment is about to hit, man. We believe that the famine is about to come, the greater earthquakes, man, the hour temptation, the chip. We believe all that, man. So we have been moved with fear to do something about it. And what did the Lord say to do? To prophesy, to feed his sheep, to maintain righteousness, to keep his commandments, to be about and to be about this in your mind. So that's us moving with fear. That's us building our spiritual ark, right?
By the which he condemned the world and became heir of the righteousness which is by faith.
Became heir of righteousness which is by faith, man. And he condemned the world. And that's what we're doing. We're condemning this world. This world has been condemned, man. Esau's age is condemned. Let me go back. Unless you got something.
Yeah, just real quick. What I'm about to talk about. Ecclesiastes, book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8, verse 5. We talk about Noah and the other prophets keeping the faith by their works and what they were doing, knowing what was to come and by the judgment of YAHAWASHI. It says, whoso keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing, and a wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment. And what the brother was going into, Noah's wisdom discerneth the time and the judgment of who? YAHAWASHI. Because when he did that, he was discerning the time and judgment. Basically saying that it wasn't a day he knew he was going to do the rain, but he knew the rain was coming. Just like the day of the Lord. We don't know the day of the Lord, what it is exactly, but we know it's coming because we see the signs. The Lord gave Noah the signs. The Lord gave the prophets the signs. Like you see a sign for a town coming a mile away. Well, the Lord's judgment is a mile away. And I'm not saying figuratively, I just mean that metaphorically speaking. It's close. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, run that back.
Which one? All right, Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 5. So you said that, whoso keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing, and a wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment.
A wise man's heart, man. The scripture also says in Proverbs, a prudent man will foresee the evil and hide himself, man. But the simple passive on and are punished. So if a wise person would take heed to the words of wisdom, and these are the greatest words of wisdom, man. When we're speaking the words of YAHAWASHI, this gospel is wise words, man. And if you were a person of wisdom, you would take heed. You would have discernment, and you would get yourself in order, man. But the masses won't, because the masses are blinded. As the scripture says, they found gospel be hid, if be hid, that's to them that are lost. That's why we are only concerned about the elect, man. Only the elect has the mind to be wise. Everybody else are in the mindset of those that were in the time of Noah, man. That's why Yahweh said that. As it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the days of the Son of Man. It's the same mindset, man. The people are going to be the same, and the prophets are going to be the same. They're going to be warning and moving with fear, and everybody else is going to just look at us as being foolish. Look at us as if we don't know what we're talking about. Until the day that the flood came and destroyed them all.
He said you shall laugh at you in the day of your fear. Because the fear will come to you eventually. It's just going to come to you suddenly, and you can't do nothing to prepare for it.
Yep.
Oh, and one last verse. It says, for he knoweth, no, excuse, two more verses. For he knoweth not that which shall be, for who can tell him when it shall be? There is no man that hath power over the spirit to retain the spirit, neither hath he power in the day of death. And there is no discharge in that war, neither shall wickedness deliver those that are given to it. Because you talking about these devils and what they trying to do with all of, you said Chappie and all of, like, the
resurrecting
the dead, man. You can't do that, man. You can't bring back nobody, man. Once somebody goes, they gone, man, until the Lord brings them back.
And that's that pseudo resurrection. That's that pseudo spiritual power that Esau trying to obtain, man. Because he knows that we're going to have the power, because it was already in the history of our forefathers, to resurrect the dead. We're legit we have our foreparents was able to call back spirits into bodies, man, through the power of YAHAWASHI. Esau is trying to do that pseudo through his technology. Or if the still picture can move and it can talk and it can sound like your dead ancestor, then it's kind of like they're alive. It's kind of like they're still with you. That's some fake shit, man. But you gotta have people that's gonna believe that. You got people that's going to actually take heed and be like, oh my God, this is such a great invention. Oh my God, I just love the fact of the technology that has been coming out. I can still talk to my nanny through the technology that Esau puts out, through the technology of the beast. They're not going to say the beast, but the system. And that's going to be them worshiping the beast. Through the, I can get my eyesight back if I put this Neuralink in my brain. I can walk again. I've been paralyzed for 5 years from a bad accident, but I can walk again. I got dementia. I got this, the Neuralink. I got this and that. All that is Esau's pseudo miracles, man. And that's how they're going to worship the beast. It said he deceives many by the way of those. He deceiveth the nations by way of the miracles, man. Those fake, false, phony miracles. The Lord going to turn it up, and we're going to show you the real miracles. He's going to show you that through the power of his men. Through the power of himself, through his men.
That's what I'm saying. So wickedness shall destroy those that are given to it, man. Because you're going to fall victim to Esau just because, people always saying that if I could talk to my nana one last time, or my fallen homie or whatever that shit, man. Hey, man, he and she, they're in better places, man. You ain't worried. That's what the Lord said, who shall bury the dead, man? Let the dead bury the dead, man. We in life, we got to worry about the judgment to come, man. The judgment to come is that the Lord is returning and he's going to rid you if you're wicked, man. And your best bet is to try not to be wicked. But if you're given unto wickedness, you're going to be destroyed in it because you're given unto wickedness. Like you've made a league with wickedness, and wickedness is this devil's kingdom, man. And this devil's program, the beast. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Yep.
Hey, close it out with that, man. Hey, close it out, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. So next time, Shalom.
They got Sunday all the time.